Hi, I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info. I know I've talked to you before about reducing and eliminating cravings, and talked about the postage stamp, and I've talked about what's on your desktop, but had a woman in this morning that was struggling with chocolate cravings, and so I thought we could talk more again today about your window screen, about what's on your desktop. Now, there's 5 basic modalities. There's what you see, what you hear, what you smell, taste, and then kinesthetic, external, as in something is hard or soft, and internal is a warm, wonderful, fuzzy feeling. And within each one of those modalities are submodalities. For instance, what you're seeing, is it in color, black and white? Are you looking through your own eyes? You're outside watching yourself. Are there smells? Is it a sweet smell, a pungent smell? Is it a sweet taste, a savory taste? How does it feel in your mouth? Is it creamy? Is it crunchy? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it chewy? And how do you feel when you swallow it? So think about your favorite food, and just for example purposes today, I'm going to talk about my mom's homemade chocolate chip cookies. Now, she always made these wonderful little round chocolate chip cookies. They were called cowboy cookies. They were made with oatmeal in them, and they were really, really hard, and they were really good hot, and often they'd be in the freezer. And one of my favorite memories as a little kid would be my brother would get some out of the freezer for us, and he and I'd lay in bed at night and get cookie crumbs in our beds, but we'd be eating those cookies. But anyway, so imagining that cookie, and so I can see myself with that cookie in my hand, and it's pretty hard, it's pretty coarse, it's a hard, solid cookie, and I can smell the butter, I can smell the sugar, I can smell the chocolate, and I know what it's like to bite into that cookie. It's hard, it's crunchy, and as I chew that cookie and I chew up all the real hard grains that are in there, the oatmeal and the flour and the sugar, and there's butter in there, and then there's the chocolate, and it feels so good when I swallow. And after talking about it, yeah, my desire, my interest for chocolate chip cookies was just increased. But now what I'm going to do is also think about a food that I think is just absolutely gross, it's foul, it's disgusting, and for me there's nothing worse than canned green peas. I love fresh peas. Frozen peas are good too, but canned green peas, you know, they look gray, the smell of them cooking is, oh, it's just awful smell, and they're mushy, and they just nauseate me, they gag me at the thought of having canned green peas in my mouth and what it would be like to trying to swallow those things. It's awful. I go hungry first. So imagine sitting down to your computer screen, and somebody has been playing with you, and they've put the food that you crave on an icon of that food on your window screen. And just notice, did they put it in the upper left corner, the lower left corner, the upper right corner, the lower right corner, or right there in the center of the screen? For me, those chocolate chip cookies are right here in the center of the screen. And it's several nice sized chocolate chip cookies, and they're full color, and it's like I could reach out there in the window screen and just eat those cookies. But they've really been messing with you. And they've also put an icon of the food that you think is disgusting. You know, whether it's calamari, or whether it's liver, or lutefisk, or whatever your food is. But they put that icon on your window screen. For me, the icon of canned green peas is down here in the lower left corner of my window screen. And it's kind of tiny, and it looks like just this gray mush. But it has this odor coming from it too. I can just smell the odor of those canned green peas. So I click on the icon of the chocolate chip cookies. And as I drag it down to the lower left corner of my window screen, it takes on the look, the smell, the taste, the texture, the color, the odor of canned green peas. Oh, it's just disgusting. Can you imagine having canned green pea chip cookies? Could you imagine having chocolate chips in canned green peas? Gross, disgusting stuff. Now you can get pretty gross, pretty foul with this, whatever you need to do for yourself. But the great thing about it is a tool. So that if you have a craving, that you can alter the modalities for that craving. Instead of building it up and making it so good and that you got to run out and get some chocolate chip cookies, we can turn it into canned green peas and totally lose all interest and all desire. That puts you back in control of where you're in charge of those cravings. Now remember, a craving is a thought. It's a thought that you created. You came up with it. Nobody else put it there. You created it, and you're the one who builds it up and has to run to the freezer to get out the Haagen-Dazs or get to the cookie jar or whip into McDonald's or stop at Cinnabon or whatever it is. You're the one that creates those desires so big that you go do that. Well, if you're the one that created that thought, you can also change it. You can take that craving and you could turn it into something like canned green peas or lutefisk or whatever it is that would be gross and foul and disgusting for you, and be in control of your desires and your cravings. So play with this. Learn how to use it. Use your self-hypnosis. Be sure you check out the light switch 1 minute self-hypnosis technique. And check around at Hypnosis Health Info. You're going to see all kinds of tools and resources on how to use the light switch self-hypnosis technique, and written suggestions and power minutes, and you'll find other videos telling you how to use these, as well as the written directions, and there's also audio directions. And also be sure to check out my 8-part free download about hypnosis, and it explains what hypnosis is and isn't. So play with this technique, take control of your cravings, and you decide on what you're going to eat and how much you eat, and you be in control of your weight. Don't let any old bag of potato chips or some Coca-Cola commercial on TV or whatever it might be, don't let that have control over you. You take control of you. Have a great day. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.